you feel.
One kiss is all it takes.
Falling in love with me.
Pissing all by yourself, handsome?
I am on to see my husband. I'm happy to see my husband.
And we'll never be afraid again. Say my name. We are strong.
Oh, yes. Hypothetically, what would you say if I said that there was a dog situation in the archives?
I would ask if it was getting worse.
Okay, all right, cool. So, right, now...
Tim?
Hypothetically...
Tim.
Yeah, there's a dog situation in the archives. There's a mess.
Don't go in there, 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 don't go.
Where have you been? I'm having a major life crisis, and you guys are what? Just driving around, French kissing each other like a couple of Dutch hookers? What is that, Nick? Is that a hickey? Disgusting! Don't touch anything.
Wasn't planning to.
And we'll never be afraid again. Say my name. We are strong.
Trust in the all-seeing, all-knowing eye. Tom?
Ham! Damn! Dan! Hi, Dan. Do you want ham? I don't have any ham. What are you doing here?
I live here.
Great! Did your hair lose weight?
What's in the living room?
What is the living room?
Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie.
Smart ways to live.
You gonna fire me, boss?
Yes.
The Magnus Archives is a podcast.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Damn, y'all depressed as fuck.
You didn't clap either.
Shut up.
Hey, so, I'm kind of surprised no one in the Magnus Archives fandom has done this, and maybe they have, and I just haven't seen it, so I'm taking it upon myself to do it now. Hello, John. Apologies for the deception, but I rather wanted to make sure you started reading, so I thought it best not to announce myself.
Statement of Joshua Gillespie regarding his time in possession of an apparently empty wooden casket. Original statement given November 22nd, 1998. Audio recording by Jonathan Sims, Head Archivist of the Magnus Institute, London. Statement begins.
Beat that boy with a bat. Damn, sorry I blew you off. I was doing lunch with Microsoft. I'm sucking off a CEO. If he's not a millionaire, then I've got to go. One thing I know, it's only part luck and soul. I'm putting on my best show.
No, because let's talk about it. As soon as Martin started describing, or Peter Lucas started describing the extinction, that just felt like late-stage capitalism. Right, if the extinction is possible, then who are the avatars for the extinction? Remember the 2016 election?
Are you talking about Marie Antoinette?
Yeah.
I heard a thing or two about her. Is a seat taken?
Oh, it's not really a seat, but okay.
I already left a comment on that guy's video, but I'm making a stitch because I just have so much to say on the matter. But this guy fell victim to just the easiest mistake to make when you're thinking about the fears in the Magnus Archives, which is believing that humans currently are at the center of these fears. Because yeah, modern humans, we find a moldy loaf of bread, we throw it away. We get sick, we're out for a week, we take our medicine, we're fine. But it wasn't always like that. And it isn't currently like that for wild animals. Because with animals, the fear of corruption is so deeply ingrained that domesticated cats have chronic dehydration issues because their brain is hardwired to associate still water with disease. That isn't just fear of the end anymore. That is fear of corruption specifically. And if you think about pandemics, these massive fear events of the corruption, you really can't just neatly file them onto other fears. Like the flesh. If you think about the Black Plague, they would develop these disgusting lymph nodes, and the disgust associated with that really isn't the reductionist fear that comes with the flesh. Flesh isn't just body horror for the sake of body horror. It's body horror for the sake of people are nothing but meat, electrified meat, or animals are only exist in order to be killed. They're being led with their friends to the slaughter, and that really doesn't fit into the corruption the same way. And even if you want to take a modern approach to it, I still don't think you could file the way we acted during the coronavirus into one of the other fears. At the beginning of the pandemic, before we went on to lockdown, before school was online, my English teacher had a number on the board counting every single person that had died to coronavirus. My chemistry teacher had that exact same number on her board, but she also had a disinfectant spray. And she wiped down every single desk after every single period with that spray, with a mania I have never seen in her eyes. We weren't even doing experiments in our class. No one did experiments in her class at that time. She was just giving lectures, and I have never seen that kind of mania in her eyes before. Honestly, watching her scrub down those desks while we waited for her to finish in the doorway put the fear of disease in me way stronger than the number on that board. She knew that kids weren't going to die to the coronavirus because she didn't wipe it down. That isn't what she was afraid of. She was afraid of the disease. She was afraid of the corruption.
One of the most curious things to happen every year in London happened this weekend at this lovely little church in Haggerston. Welcome to the annual Grimaldi service, or the clown service.
So you think that we could work? Here I thought I'd been the dumb one. What? You're forgiving me for all I did wrong. You're unmuting the song, and again I belong to someone. No, you...
Do you really think you can stop me?
Oh, maybe not. But you're forgetting we're in a room full of magical artifacts, and I don't know what any of them do!
The worker of clay had labelled for decades on that... Labelled, did I say again?
With his label maker of doom.
God, I'm knackered. I've been doing all of this labelling.
Okay. More stuff that may have been said in the Magnus Institute's HR department. For the last time, this is human resources. I don't know what you expect me to do about the worms. Yeah, I know Jane Prentice is technically questionably human, but the fact remains she does not work here. I have no authority over her. Hire an exterminator. Michael, I know that if I ask whether or not the 2 remaining archival assistants are currently trapped within your endless hallways, you will simply give me a vague non-answer, or you will lie to my face outright. So I will simply say this. The head archivist is currently missing. Somebody needs to take care of the archives. Unless you want to go back to doing that, I highly suggest you let Mr. Stoker and Mr. Blackwood out immediately. Following recent events, what in the world made you think it would be appropriate for you to leave a worm on a string in Mr. Sims' desk? Hello, Mr. Bouchard. I just wanted to double check something with you. See, I just got the email from Rosie regarding your incarceration. And it says here that while you are residing at Her Majesty's pleasure, your position will be filled by one Peter Lucas? Follow-up question. Are you trying to give me an aneurysm? Mr. Sims? Miss Hussain? Neither of you are medical professionals. Can you please explain to me why you thought it would be appropriate to perform surgery on your coworker? Yes, I'm very sorry that your login isn't working. However, calling upon an Eldritch Fear entity to try and know your account information is very irresponsible. Please just go see IT next time. Mr. Lucas, for the 3rd time, the function of the Human Resources Department is not to provide resources such as office supplies to humans. Throw me in the lonely if you want, but if you do that, you're going to have to deal with all conflict between employees yourself. And I don't think that you want to do that, do you? That's what I thought. Please get out of my office.
Should have just stayed with the Usher Foundation.
Statement of Dylan Anderson regarding an unusual pig he acquired on his farm near the Marlborough Forest, New Zealand. Original statement given July 2nd, 2014. Audio recording by Jonathan Sims, head archivist of the Magnus Institute, London. Statement begins.
Stay super freaky, have great vagina. I love ya.
Love you.
I think I've been scream crying over the past few days, and maybe it's just me, is the mental image of Elias Bouchard having to physically escape prison. Just the thought of this awful little man and his awful little bureaucratic demeanor having to run and sneak around and interact with prison guards. In my head, I'm just picturing him.
Along the floor, I pull my shirt on, walk out the door, drag my feet along the floor, then I... Some people get a freak enemy, some people can't see it, I can. Some people look away, shade your eyes, don't stop. Travel on my left, travel on my right, I've been facing trouble almost all my life. My sweet love, won't you pull me through? I'm way too young to lie here forever. I'm way too old to try, so whatever, come hang. Let's go out with a bang.
The pest control guy came by yesterday. He marched inside too eagerly, so I stopped him. Look, I like the wasps. They don't hurt anyone, so don't mess with them. He spoke with an arrogance that disgusted me, and did what the god sent him to do. You see, for a year they lived with me, and every evening I'd walk to their window, press my head against the glass, and share all my drunken rambles with them. They never minded. They just stayed put, pressing their heads against the glass as well. I went back to the window just now, and I saw one of them lying dead on the sash. I leaned my head against the glass, rinsed my mouth with some wine, and cried to him for a bit. And he stayed put, just like he always had before. But now a trail of ants march up the window, to do what the gods sent them to do.
There's nobody here.
Yes, there is.
Stay back.
No.
Who are you?
I'm Michael. Did the archivist not tell you about me?
No.
Good. Surprises are better.
What are you doing down here?
Probably watching the archivist die. Maybe not. Either way is amusing. I think it's called a sport.
What?
I think I might also kill you. It would be easier than killing the archivist. None of you are protected down here.
No, now, hang on.
You are going to try and help him. And I want to see what happens without you there.
Jürgen Leitner, stupid idiot motherfucking Jürgen Leitner, goddamn fool, book collecting, dust eating, rat old bastard, shithead idiot avatar of the whore. Biggest clown in the circus, laughed out of town, cowboy motherfucking Jürgen Leitner. Stop pinning me when I talk about Jürgen Leitner, I hate him so much. Why does he have so many fucked up books? Why did he decide to fuck around and find out?
Where you go, I go. That's the deal. I'm going to kill you. Maybe we both die. Maybe everything works out. We end up somewhere else. Are you sure about this? No. But I love you. I love you too. Regardless, he's in there 3 days, and then what do you know? He manages to pull himself out of the coffin like a grubby Jesus.
Time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth. No grave can hold my body down.
I love boys, I wanna kiss boys, I wanna hold hands with a boy, I wanna cuddle with a boy, I want to passionately make out with another man, I want to fall asleep in another man's arms, I want another man to love me dearly,
Oh, they're coming over here. Please pretend I said something very humorous.
Got it. You're right, the Death Star does look like a huge tit.
And as I opened my eyes, I felt that old fear of the dark hit me again with such force my muscles began to seize up. Then I heard a voice, crisp and clear, whispering, and it said, "The blanket never did anything."
Here's more things that are canon in the Magnus archives that make me laugh every time I think about them. The vase in and of itself does not really make me laugh, but the fact that the fandom has collectively decided to refer to that vase almost exclusively as the homophobic vase absolutely does. Anyway, there's a goth guy who shows up in a bunch of statements. He's pretty important to the overarching plot, but the one feature that every single statement giver who encounters him feels the need to mention is his poorly dyed black hair. His dye job is just so noticeably shitty that every single person, when describing him, feels the need to bring it up. That same goth I just mentioned once beat the living hell out of a librarian. In his defense, the librarian did kind of have it coming. A lady was nearly crushed inside of a compressing train, so she just took a nap because she decided there was nothing she could do about it, and she got out unscathed, presumably because the fear entity tormenting her just got bored because she wasn't scared. A guy married a bug. It is very much possible that the actions of the previous head archivist, Gertrude Robinson, were driven entirely by the desolation having killed her pet cat. I mean, yeah, fair enough. The existence of the monster pig, just in general. A woman was haunted by a video of a man eating his entire computer. It would not leave her alone until she watched the whole thing through. It went on for 17 hours. The main character keeps one of his own ribs in his desk. A man was held hostage in his own home for 2 weeks by a woman who had been turned into a horrific flesh hive of evil man-eating worms. That part's horrifying. The funny part is said worm abomination stole the man's phone, and when his coworkers texted him asking where he was, she replied with his phone that he had a stomach bug. Again, this woman is full of worms. She is outside this man's house trying to infect him with the evil worms. Comedy queen.
Going to have to contribute something to the conversation, Fred.
Did you know that nets have been used in hunting for over 30,000 years?
No one wants to hear your net facts, Fred.
I know, but it's just I love nets so much.
Whoa! Somebody come pick up your freaky cat.
Greetings, Frank the Human Boy.
How did you almost know my name?
Supplement. I've been watching Martin. He's been very attentive to my needs and recovery since I returned to work, almost to the exclusion of his own tasks. Previously, I might have ascribed such ministrations to his own lax work ethic, but in the stress of Prentice's attack, I am sure I glanced moments of competence or even cunning.
He's gay for you, you idiot!
Would indicate. Is he playing the fool?
Jeez, Mom.
Purposefully failing in his tasks to delay or hinder my investigation?
Ayúdame!
He has also shown remarkable interest.
The eye watches, and the stranger conceals but me. I lie, Archivist. I am the throat of delusion incarnate.
Seriously though, can you imagine the kind of shit that gets said in the HR department of the Magnus Institute? No, I do not believe that a lightener made you slap your coworker on the arse. Mr. Sims, I can understand your frustration, but using the same tapes which you used to record statements to complain about Mr. Blackwood's performance at work is not only unprofessional, but honestly, at this point, it's just kind of mean. David, for the last time, sandals are not appropriate workwear. What do you mean you got sent here because your trousers are too short? Mr. Sims, when I said to stop singling out Mr. Blackwood, that did not mean that you should start stalking all of your co-workers. Good Lord. Mr. Stoker, I'm handling it. You have sent enough complaints about Mr. Sims. I know. I'm trying to deal with it. Yes, we are aware of the human bones in Mr. Bouchard's office. As far as I know, they have been here longer than he has. They're generally unobtrusive, so we just don't question it. It's fine. It's fine. They don't belong to anyone who worked here, so it's not our problem. Yes, I understand that it was an effect of the artifact. However, biting off your co-worker's fingers is still unacceptable, and we will have to take disciplinary action. Miss King, I understand your frustration, but listen, you are not the first person who has tried to kill Mr. Bouchard. You are not the last person who will try to kill Mr. Bouchard. And while I completely understand why you want to kill Mr. Bouchard, I have to ask that you please refrain from stabbing the man who signs my paychecks.
John, it pains me to say this, but please come to my office as I require assistance. I am too stoned to move.
I understand Spanish to a certain level.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
Oh, London?
Martin, isn't it? You don't move. Don't you come any closer, okay? I've got a knife.
Do you? That would seem wildly out of character from what I've been told.
I have been wondering what this mark on my ceiling was for weeks now. But I just came home to this. Hundreds of worms dangling. I'm so confused.
The break of dawn, I embrace a new man every night. My life's one never-ending carnival. A world of boozy floozy flashing light. I want to be that fucked up girl. I want to be that fucked up girl.
What am I even sad for?
What have you done with my friends?
They are gone. You are alone. You have always been alone. You have no one, and no one will care when you are gone.
Is there anyone else who might know what it is, or where? Aside from Lightner or Jared.
Sorry? Gerard Key?
Yes?
How did you... Who told you he was working with Gertrude?
No one. I read it in one of the statements.
I don't think you did.
But
You just knew it.
No, that's not
No, John, this is good. It's a promising development.
No, it's just deduction.
Is this the first time it's happened?
Look, Jared's not really a lead. He's dead, isn't he?
We need to talk about the fact that in season 2 of the Magnus Archives, John just starts showing up where the archival assistants live. It's so funny because can you imagine, you're Timothy Stoker, you're just living your life, you're trying to be normal in your own house, you're making tea or whatever the fuck British people do in their free time, and you look out your window and John is just fucking...
This is Mickey. Mickey's responsible for nearly all local crimes. This is Whoopsie Daisy. Before Whoopsie Daisy came to us, her name was accidental manslaughter. This is Molly. Molly accidentally ran an illegal fishing scheme after mistaking it for her dream job, a legal fishing scheme. This is Prairie. Prairie's named after the place she intended to escape to after, quote, the incident. This is Clementine. Clementine's never broken the law, but she did once rap under the SoundCloud name Clement Crime. This is Calypso. Calypso steals social security numbers, but not to use. Just to, like, have.
You ever seen a ghost? I was over on the bench. I was over on the bench. I was over on the bench. I was sitting over on the bench. I was over on the bench. I made a salad with craisins. Hello, I'm Chip Mulaney. I'm your father. But sometimes he would be gay. Ever been to the goddamn zoo? I used to smoke crack. What's yesterday? Shut up, you're all gonna die. Street smarts. Boom, orange juice. That's life. Now I've thrown him off his rhythm. Give us some money! Stay down on the ground. Stay down on the...
By the way, did you bring protection?
Why? What's up there?
Statement of Timothy Hodge regarding his sexual encounter with one Harriet Lee and her subsequent death. Original statement given December 9th, 2014. Audio recording by Jonathan Sims, Head Archivist of the Magnus Institute, London. Statement begins.
Martin, come here. Come in here. Oh my god. They made a documentary about me?
Why the fuck would they make a documentary about you?
I don't know, man. This is the first I'm hearing of this. What is it about? I guess just me. I don't
why?
It's just normal.
He's just talking about how you're regular?
Yeah, it's like, hey man, you chose to do this. Maybe I was in the Olympics and forgot, but how would I forget?
My name is Dr. Ford, and I'm a Martin Hurley expert.
What? I met that guy like once.
March 8th, 2012. The day of Martin's first wet dream.
Wow, okay. Really is an expert. They got my mom to do this? Hey, Dad!
For me, this story has a happy ending. I've met someone.
Is he dating my mom? I'm scared. Like, the Tiger King guy went to jail.
Not because of the documentary.
Martin's second wet dream.
Oh, can we watch something else?
It's really boring. It's just a slow build. No way. No. Oh my god. That's John.
What the hell?
You killed Gregor Orsinov.
Yep. He got really boring, and I am a monster. I mean, what do you want me to do? Not pull him apart. I did you.
Where is Jonathan Sims?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me.
I don't.
Everyone I've talked to says you and him were close.
What? Did they? I mean, who said that? I guess, more than the rest.
One thing that really bothered me about the Magnus Archives is that everyone treated John like complete shit for reasons that they shouldn't have treated him like shit. There was good reasons to bully him, like when he went crazy in season 2 and stopped his co-workers. Bully the shit out of him for that. That's fine. What I didn't get is everyone blaming him for, not dying in the unknowing. They act like... First of all, they act like he, fucked off on purpose and was just gone because he wanted to be. Second of all, Melanie goes off on him so often about how it's his fault that they're all stuck there. And it's like, Melanie, he wasn't even there when you were hired. What are you talking about?
You own those hallways?
What a fascinating question.
Do you or do you not feel bonita?
I feel bonita.
Wonderful, because you look bonita. Gracias.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that this one is my journey. If you're sure. I'm sure I love you.
I love you too.
Are you sure about this?
No. But I love you.
I love you too.
Doing everything wrong. In my defense, I wasn't supposed to be around this long, so...
Feeling sensations that you thought was dead. No squealing, remember that it's all in your head.
Hey, it happened. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, not for long.
I am a monster, you know.
He told you that?
Look at me.
Give me your hand.
Why?
Just let me see it. A long lifeline. Oh, and this one means you're shy. Well, that's funny.
What?
I don't see any.
Any what?
Monster lines. Not a single one. Right, everyone, I'm doing a tea run. What does everyone want? Your phone number? Haha, very funny, Tim. What would you like? The usual. Milk and make it as sweet as you. Yes, okay. Sasha, I would also like to see you give Tim your phone number, because I think that would be hilarious. And never mind. What about me, Martin? And McFuckhands here, I'm leaving. Michael, do you even consume food? Of course I do, Martin. It is an interesting sensation. Martin, just ask him what he wants so that he can not be here anymore. Yeah, okay. What do you want? I want you to put the milk in first. No, Michael, I'm not gonna do that. That's what I want, Martin. I want you to put the milk in first. You're sick.
It doesn't matter if you cause a little accident. We prefer to word it as some mortal middle management. There's the door, we've got millions of applicants dying with some corporate incorporeal entanglement.
But when does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? When does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does the reason become the blame? When does a man become a monster?
And look! Very nice box.
For my trinkets.
Another box for my trinkets! What's going on? It's Trinketville!